Hello masters of creativity! Let's clarify today. What is pixel perfect? Is it necessary for beginners and practical web designers? And how does it apply in Figma? If you are interested in supporting my channel with your likes and subscribes, and keep watching! What is pixel perfect? Pixel perfect for a web designer is when you create your design for websites, and to bring your design to life, the coder will follow your design layout. And all the exact sizes of the font groups, line heights, margins between elements and blocks, image sizes which you draw in your layout and approved with your client. That means everything you give to the coder, he will create with pixel accuracy. For this, web designers learn to create their design layouts correctly from the beginning. Simply put, the rule pixel perfect is following the order in the design layout. This order simplifies the work of the coder and yours too. That means pixel perfect is needed to make the website look same good of different devices and browsers. Is pixel perfect necessary for beginners and practicing web designers? Guys, if you train yourself to do everything pixel for pixel from the beginning, this will allow you to avoid problems with clients and not delay the deadlines for projects. You will be available web designer as a freelancer and in any company. For example, if a client has a designer in one country and coder in another, you will not have to send each other letters with explanation for your part of the work. You as designer will immediately create your design layout correctly and the coder will accurately code it. Okay, let's today look at pixel perfect using on the example of creating icons. And how is pixel perfect applied in Figma? The first thing we will look at is how to turn on the pixel grid in Figma. First, let's create a frame. This is a container that contains all elements that we are going to create inside it. Click the frame tool on the toolbar or press button F. You can choose size of the frame here or just click on the canvas. Figma adds a frame with size 100 pixels, the width and height by default. Please note that when you added a frame, it is added to the layer panel on the left sidebar. And on the design panel on the right sidebar, we can change the width to 150 and the height to 110. Let's zoom in our frame. See, now it is clean. Now let's turn on pixel grid. This can be done in 3 ways. The first way, go to the menu view and select here pixel grid. The second way, it is more convenient to just press these shortcuts. And the third way, where you see zoom, let's open through the drop-down and select pixel grid. Guys, all these ways are the same. Use any method comfortable for you. Now we can see how our frame is separated into pixels, the small squares with size of 1 by 1 pixels, the width and height. The pixel grid is a statical grid in digital imaging that cannot be modified. Each square in the pixel grid represents a single pixel when exported at 1x resolution. For example, if you like to draw icons, then you can draw them directly on this grid. I will show you it. I have a picture with some icons. I can use it as a template and just redraw them but already using a pixel grid. The pixel grid allows us to draw all lines flatly. Let's start drawing this pen icon here. Let's use the pen tool. Then we put a point here and draw a line here. And here pixel grid gives us a hint. You see a red line that tells us that these two edges match. This line is like being magnetized. Look, the anchor point is already highlighted with a red cross inside if we put it inside the pixel. And when we create a circle, it is easily centered. The red lines tell us where the center is. Guys, you can pause the video and try yourself to turn on the pixel grid and draw something of this icon too. You will feel how the lines magnetize to each other. Now let's look at what is snapped to pixel grid and why it is needed. Let's first reduce the opacity of our icons and let's start drawing this book using the rectangle tool. You see, its size does not have whole values. Our rectangle does not align with the pixel grid. In our case, better to turn on Snap to Pixel Grid. Let's go here and check the box Snap to Pixel Grid or just press the shortcuts. Now our rectangle snaps to pixels and has whole values of its sides. Now you see why Snap to Pixel Grid is needed. It allows us to create any shapes exactly to the pixel grid with the whole values. Let's remove the fill here and create a stroke. I will show you how you can quickly swap the fill with the stroke. It is easy, just select the shape and press shortcuts Shift and X. This allows you not to go to the right sidebar. See how quickly we can change one to another just pressing Shift plus X. Okay, let's continue drawing our icon. Now we select our rectangle and hold Alt. You see a double cursor appears. Hold Alt and press the left click and move it to the right. That is, we make a copy. Now we hover the cursor on the right side, it changes to such an arrow. Now hold the left click and drag it here. You see the values are all hold ones. Okay, let's round the corner radius by 2 pixels on the right side of this. We go here and set the value for the top right corner here and here for the bottom right corner. You see the corners are rounded. And now just repeat our actions. You see, if you want to round all the corners, just change the values here. We don't have to go here. You see, they all changed automatically. Now let's draw lines using the line tool. You see a plus appears. Hold the left click and drag lines here. Let's make 3 copies of the lines. Hold Alt and you see a double cursor appears. Hold down Alt and press the left click and move. Okay, let's move the lines by 1 pixel. Now let's group them. I select one line, hold Shift, and with the left click I select other lines. Now I press ctrl+G, group selection. This shortcut is located here, Object, Group Selection. We group them to round the edges of all lines at once. Now we go here and round the edges of the lines here. Let's turn off our template and select our lines and rectangle and move a little bit here. Now let's select the whole icon and group it, press ctrl+G and rename it in Layers to Book. Okay, let's not make the video long. In the next video we will see how to export icons correctly.